As the shortcomings of the British government continue to rise, with millions of British people facing some very high energy bills and citizens also helplessly cutting their energy use. Believe it or not, the British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has decided to build for himself a private swimming pool. And it is no ordinary private pool. This is a private heated swimming pool which has been connected to the local power grid in New Yorkshire. This at a time when the common British people are struggling to even put food on their table. So the private heated swimming pool has literally landed Rishi Sunak in more than a bit of hot water. The private heated swimming pool has been dubbed as a show of utmost elitism and lack of empathy for people of one's own nation. Rishi Sunak's high energy consuming luxury pool has required an upgrade of the local energy grid. While people are turning off the heating in their homes, the Premier is in fact pushing for extra equipment in the national grid so that his new pool is met with its special power demands. The pool is in Rishi Sunak's $1.5 million vacation home will cost the Premier tens of thousands of pounds as he pays for the electricity grid upgrade. No one is questioning about whether he can pay for his private heated swimming pool or not, because he can. He's wealthy. But the question, of course, is this. He's doing this at a time when Britain is going through an acute financial crisis. There are hundreds of local pools which are being forced to cut opening hours owing to the ever-rising energy costs across Britain. The House of Commons has in fact called on the government to offer help to local swimming pools in the forthcoming budget. And this has come after over 350 pools were either closed or were ordered to cut opening hours. On the other hand, the government is now planning to end its energy bill support scheme. And this has put British people in a very tough spot. While Rishi Sunak has been prioritising the heating of his private swimming pool, people in Britain are making difficult choices on what they pay as rent, on what they eat, and how much they're paying for their heating. Now remember, Rishi Sunak is in hot water not just for his private heated swimming pool. He's also taken a bit of an opposing stand in relation to China. The Premier has in fact gone against the views of his own party members and has categorised China as not a threat. Now this is a clear defiance against his senior Tories, including his predecessor Liz Truss, who had pushed for China to be reclassified as nothing less than a threat. But this soft spot for China does not stop here. Now, Rishi Sunak in fact backed away from describing China as the biggest long-term threat for Britain during a meeting with the US President and the Australian Prime Minister. In a clear confession to the media, the British Premier has said that it won't be smart to strain relations with China. He's also gone on to drop compliments, saying that after all, China has the second biggest economy and is a member of the United Nations Security Council. In a backlash to Sunak's view of China as a friendly ally, the Tory chair of the Commons Foreign Affairs Committee, Alicia Kearns, has said that China is actually undermining Britain's national security. She's also said that no country can have economic security without national security. And other Tories have also called out Sunak's stance as being soft towards the Chinese and of being fearful rather than be feared. Now, amid Sunak's friendly take towards China and also ignorance to China's threats to the United Kingdom's economy and security, he has now finally broken his silence over the BBC broadcaster's ouster related to the government's controversial refugee crackdown. The British Prime Minister has simply put the BBC on the spot and has told the broadcaster to resolve the Gary Lineker issue according to its terms. Rishi Sunak said that the problem should in fact be resolved in a timely manner after Lineker in fact compared the language used to launch the British migrant policy to the rhetoric of a Nazi-era Germany. This also sparked questions. Can British news anchors actually exercise their freedom of expression? Can they criticise the government's policies? The BBC eventually reinstated Gary Lineker as a broadcaster after Rishi Sunak held the BBC responsible for finding a solution. The Lineker row has of course come into light after Rishi Sunak had proposed the illegal migration bill, which simply detains and also removes people who enter into the country illegally. The bill will also seek to end all illegal entry as a route to seek asylum into the United Kingdom. The British government has said that illegal migrants will either be sent home or they could be sent to another third country such as Rwanda. The bill, of course, faces a lot of backlash, both politically and legally, as the United Kingdom already takes far fewer refugees in comparison with other major European nations. Now, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak might be set to face some heavy criticism for his actions, but the question, of course, is this: will it stop the British Premier from taking further riskier actions, or will Britain continue to boil in Rishi Sunak's private heated pool? This, of course, is a question which the British people would want to know an answer for. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.